All right, moving on to dribbles. So this is a really good tool to use, probably one of my favorite run drills to be able to utilize to really try and develop the technique of the recovery and the thought process that we should be having when we're trying to hit the ground. We call it from like a vertical orientation. So we don't want the foot sort of just casting out in front of us and like dropping out in front. We want to actually be actively sort of bouncing off the ground or trying to hit the ground. So we can do this in a number of ways. Real nice progression tool that we can use is starting from a lower height and then building up as we go. So one of the cues I try and coach people to think about is imagine you're riding a bike for this. We don't want to see any backside sort of movement for this. So backside is anything that happens, I guess, behind our butt or behind our heels. So all of this is going to be sort of front side. And when we think about riding a bike, the thing that recovers first is our knee. So we're just thinking about pulling the knee up and we're just going to hit the ground just like that. From a nice sort of vertical or high orientation there. With the ankle dribble, we're just going over the ankle. So imagine I've got my socks like this, I'm just bringing that foot to the sock and then going up. So I'm trying to get a nice pop, see that my knees are coming up first, and then I'm just striking the ground. Want to get a little bit of oomph from the ground, so I kind of imagine I'm on the moon. Get a nice float every time that I hit the ground. I'm not just doing really fast dribbles like that. Remember, speed's all about not only moving fast, but also getting a lot of force from the ground as well. So as we've gone really well with our ankle dribbles, we're getting a nice pop from the ground. We can then progress that a little bit higher on our body and go above the shin. So what it'll look like, pretend we're wearing footy socks up nice and high, and we just want to bring that foot over that, and we're just coming same sort of position, driving the knees forward, and just getting a nice pop from the ground each time. For our final progression, we're just gonna go over the knee. So this is gonna be what it looks like when we are in full flight sprinting, or what we're trying to create. And what we're trying to create is that foot to come up right up to the hamstring. So we're getting a really nice high heel recovery and then punching the ground from that high height. So we're trying to teach our athletes that we don't want the foot sort of dragging through like this. Not only does it take longer for the foot to actually come through, but it's a lot harder to hit the ground hard from this sort of low position than being up here. So the dribbles, especially over the knee, is a nice way to be able to teach that. So dribbles over the knee, what it'll look like, little walk in, coming up nice and high, hitting the ground just like that.